What's up, guys? This is the multitasker himself, Mighty Avenger here, and it's that time again to do react to the latest episode from Death Battle. It's Leon S. Kennedy versus Frank West. That's right. It's Resident Evil versus Dead Rising. Two most recognizable characters in both games from Capcom who have experience in zombie apocalypse, have the tacticians, weapons, and the gadgets, and their intelligence to outsmart and to escape with the dangerous, nasty, dangerous zombies, and mostly just how to kill them, mostly to aim them to the heads. So this is where you place your bets. Who's gonna walk out of here alive, Frank or Leon? So that leads to the good question. So I'd rather not waste any time. Let's begin with the latest episode right now.
Surviving the undead apocalypse takes grit, perseverance, and an army's worth of firepower. With all that and some luck, these two became experts in zombie fighting.
Leon Kennedy, the top cop and government agent in Resident Evil.
And Frank West, the backyard wrestling MacGyver of Dead Rising.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. As a child, Leon Scott Kennedy's father instilled in him a strong sense of justice. Following in his footsteps, Leon joined the police force, determined to uncover the darkest riddles and uphold the law.
So, for his first ever assignment, he took the biggest challenge he could find. Instead of picking an easy job like dishing out dastardly parking tickets, he was off to Raccoon City to investigate a bunch of mysterious murders.
His instincts were good, perhaps too good. Officer Kennedy wound up choosing the most challenging and dangerous assignment he possibly could have.
Yeah, it turns out Trash Panda Town was due for a big old zombie outbreak, and Leon got stuck in the middle. How's that for hazing the rookie?
He wasn't a rookie for long. After fending off the zombie threat and even taking a bullet
from the grassy knoll,
Leon was recruited by the American government as a special agent, bodyguard, and their go-to specialist for apocalyptic events.
In all cases, the people that are bitten become infected themselves and go on to attack others. The only way to stop the spread of infection is to destroy the infectee's brains. Shoot them in the head.
His training at the police academy turned him into a pretty tough guy, but as a special agent, he became unstoppable.
All thanks to his extensive firearms training, extreme driving tests, and the study of tactical response scenarios.
Guess what martial art they teach American Secret Service members? A traitorous Russian one called Sistema, and Leon is an expert at it.
Sistema is a free-form martial art focusing on disabling targets via pressure points and joints. While not specifically lethal on its own, Sistema also involves quite a lot of training with knives and firearms.
That's good, because I don't think fists would be enough to take on monsters like the Tyrants, Skinless Dogs, and... is that Gene Simmons?
Right, these bioorganic weapons, or BOWs, were far tougher than your ordinary run-of-the-mill zombie. Thankfully, Leon has the weaponry to take them on.
He's efficient with just about any kind of gun, but like me, he loves carrying around his favorites, including the Silver Ghost, a unique pistol specifically designed for him. He's also got a modified 50 caliber Desert Eagle Magnum, a gift from his father. Lucky bastard. All I ever got from my dad was a sore cheek.
While he has no problem dual-wielding handguns, Leon is extremely proficient in dealing damage with heavier weapons, such as the M203 grenade launcher or his ludicrous rocket launcher special.
This red-tipped wrecker of an RPG is far more powerful than an ordinary propelled grenade. The gun itself looks similar to a classic RPG-7 model, first used as an anti-tank weapon by the Soviet Union. Since the red grenade is so deadly, it's probably a thermobaric explosive booster, which can launch over 600 feet for a 60-foot wide explosion. That's more than enough to take down one of those bow wows.
Leon has plenty of experience with hand grenades, rifles, flamethrowers, etc., but one weapon stands above them all: his knife.
Oh yeah, Leon's combat knife is way more than some plain old red cutter. He's practically magic when it comes to his skill with a knife. And if he gets hit, he'll be fine. probably. I mean, he's wearing lightweight level 3 tactical body armor, which can stop bullets from a magnum and even some rifles. If he does take a hit, he's carrying some healing herbs, which he can also take a hit from, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh,
he's not snorting
Boomstick.
drugs, Boomstick. Healing herbs have a history of being applied as an aerosol spray or ground up within paper.
Well, once Leon became the government's numero uno answer to all their zombie problems, he was stopping outbreaks all over the world. He had to pull off some awesome feats to do it. Even had to make some horrible sacrifices along the way. Like that poor Ducati.
Leon is strong enough to crush a skull or even force open the jaws of a giant infected shark. The shark appears to be similar in size to a great white, which has a bite strength of nearly 2 tons of force.
That shit's crazy! And speaking of which, let's talk a little bit about Leon's relationship with boulders.
Relationship with what?
Boulders! You know, they're like really big rocks. Think you would know that. Well, he fought Chris Redfield to a standstill, the famous boulder puncher himself. And while Leon doesn't seem to have Chris's brute strength, he did push over this giant rock with a little help.
Leon is pretty quick too. He's dodged bullets, a moving laser grid, and even outraced this tyrant, which, according to the Inside of Biohazard guide, could run up to 43 miles per hour.
He's even thrown his trusty knife fast enough that this creepy guy didn't even react until,
The average time for a person to perceive and react to movement is a quarter of a second. Leon appears to be about 30 feet away from his target Salazar here, meaning he threw his knife around 80 miles per hour.
The average speed for most world-class knife throwers is only 35 miles per hour, so he's more than double that.
Leon is tough, having survived blows from various large and burly BOWs. He even matched the strength of Umbrella agent Jack Krauser. Krauser was strong enough to perform a 30-foot vertical jump. Generally, men can pull off a 2-foot vertical jump at most, making Krauser potentially 15 times stronger than the average man.
At this point, let's just say that Leon is basically superhuman. It's like he has 0 weaknesses.
Au contraire, Boomstick, Leon has his fair share of baggage. He's pretty gullible, oftentimes tricked by those wilier than himself.
Go. Save yourself.
Is it just me, or does everybody always ignore what I say?
Like her? You think he just might be trying to get laid? Lord knows I've done a few dumb things on that quest. I don't know about his chances, though, rocking that hairdo.
But after more than 15 years of nightmarish catastrophes, Leon's mental state has become more fragile and more reliant on alcohol.
Ah, you and me both, pal. He always needs a little chaos in his life. And when it comes down to it, that's what makes him such a freaking badass.
Better try a new trick, because that one's getting old.
Upon first impression, Frank West seems to just be your average journalist, but he's far more than that.
I'll say, he's covered wars, you know.
As a photojournalist, Frank will regularly go far beyond the call of duty to uncover his next big scoop. It was this ironclad determination which led him to a mall in the town of Willamette, Colorado, where he found the zombie apocalypse.
What? Did you just say zombies?
But Frank's down to rough up dozens of zombies every now and then. And with his wrestling history and battlefield experience, he's got the skills to do it.
Despite never having fired a gun at another person before Willamette, Frank discovered he's a natural when it comes to firearms.
He's handy with all sorts of guns, like pistols, shotguns, machine guns, and a beautiful minigun. Oh, I love it. He's even got a Silver Ghost, a unique pistol specifically designed for government agent Leon Hey, wait a minute.
But bullets can only last so long against a never-ending zombie horde, so Frank was forced to improvise.
And thanks to being in a shopping mall, he had plenty of options.
From obvious choices like sledgehammers, baseball bats, and chainsaws to out-of-the-box picks like shampoo, lipstick, lawnmowers, and a shopping cart, Frank has an uncanny ability to effectively weaponize pretty much anything he gets his hands on.
Garbage, toys, food, you name it. This guy does not overlook anything's death-dealing potential. He even uses his camera flash as a weapon.
His primary camera appears to be a Nikon D100, which has a flash color temperature of 6000K, or crystal white. When used up close, it's nearly as effective on the eyes as a flashbang grenade.
Anyway, Frank survived the zombie horde with flying colors. His next step was obvious. Profit from it.
He became famous overnight. He was named the Hero of Willamette, hosted a TV show, and scored all sorts of endorsements.
His love of using baseball bats to smash zombie skulls in even landed him a great commercial deal with Deadwood Pro Baseball. Damn, so he's making tons of money off of killing people. My dream.
I know, right? All these zombies were technically people once, so when you really think about it, this whole situation is pretty
freaking awesome! Living the dream, buddy. You earned it.
Anyway, fame is a fickle mistress, and it wasn't long until Frank's 15 minutes of fame were cut short. He eventually became a college teacher, but not before several more encounters with the undead kind.
And the more he fought him, the more creative he got about it.
Frank's greatest asset is his impressive ingenuity. With nothing but his blood, sweat, and tears,
and a shitload of duct tape,
Frank perfected the art of combination weapons.
Like the paddle saw, where he took a kayak paddle and strapped on a couple chainsaws for a rip-roaring good time.
The electric crusher is an invention combining the power of a car battery with the weight of a sledgehammer, crafting a Mjolnir for mortals.
The Blitzkrieg is a freaking wheelchair, powered by a car battery, firing machine guns all over the place. Stephen Hawking could have even beat death with that.
He can make a laser sword by sticking a gem into a flashlight. Don't ask me how.
And the Reaper is the unholy union of sickle and samurai sword. Wow, and all that is just scratching the surface. He's even got combo vehicles like the exosuit.
That's a suit made of slurping machines.
Which shoots ice tornadoes? Talk about cool, pun intended.
Even stranger, Frank has used an arcade machine to miraculously copy some of the powers of fellow Capcom characters.
You're a wizard, Frankie.
No, he's not magic. These powers come directly from costumes most commonly obtained from the machine. For example, he can don Ryu's ki to perform hurricane kicks, or Mega Man X's armor complete with the Mega Buster.
You are what you wear. Speaking of costume changes, sadly, Frank eventually was caught by zombies and wound up becoming another mindless slave of the undead horde. But it's okay, he got better.
Frank has pulled off a lot of impressive feats. Despite having little formal training aside from maybe a 3-day combat journalist crash course, he's killed hundreds, maybe thousands of zombies, giving him one of the highest body counts in video game history.
He's really strong, too. He can pull a zombie's limbs and head off, no problem. And in the exosuit, he's pushed around a 2-ton car.
He's tough enough to survive long falls and devastating helicopter crashes with little issues. And he's quick enough to catch up to and board a train moving 15 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds. He can even hop off zombies' heads like a ninja so well that the zombies barely even notice.
Wait, they don't notice that he's literally jumping off their heads? How the hell does he pull that off?
Very carefully. But Frank has fought more than just mindless zombies.
Yeah, like some crazy clowns with chainsaws and a freeze gun, and plenty of other psychomaniacs. This is my stuff! Including Lance Corporal Calder, the world's first intelligent soldier zombie.
Also, I think it's important to note many of these feats were performed in a span of 72 hours with no sleep or rest. According to a study on sleep deprivation in 2010, an average human's physical and mental health begins to severely deteriorate after 36 hours of no sleep, resulting in disorientation and even hallucinations.
And here I thought heavy drinking was the only way to legally hallucinate. Well, time to binge Netflix until I trip balls.
Whether by inhuman stamina or just a shit ton of adrenaline, Frank was in peak condition for twice as long as he should have been.
There's that journalist determination again. Sure, he may be a bit of a self-serving asshole, but he's pulled off the impossible more than once, even when he got into his 50s.
Once a survivor, always a survivor.
Snag your very own disposable Digi-Jeep disposable camera. It's fantastic. I mean it. Seriously. I need a raise.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, let me tell you about how you can be the MacGyver of the kitchen.
But he's also very, very creative when it comes to using a typical house utensils and tools to be as a killing weapons for zombies. So this is going to be a very, very going to be a tough call. So I mean, okay, it seems like Frank maybe have experience and uses the bat pretty often and use the camera. I say that chances are that Frank may gonna survive this, but on the other hand, I think Leon is the one who's been trained from the government in the division of security, security division operation, and he may be having fragile mental state of so many losses, but I think that's not going to stop him to accomplish his goals and to end the bioweapons. So, I'm really hate to say this, but I think I'm gonna bet on Leon. Yep, I think I'm gonna stick to that. So let's see what happens. So let the fight begin.
With the evacuation complete, state officials are prioritizing outbreak containment. Yet there are still reports of looters within the city. Who knows what these people think is worth braving certain doom to get?
Sweet! Just what I was looking for.
What are you doing? No one's supposed to be here.
Never stopped me before, pal.
Get it.
Seeing a blast, buddy.
Shit. Almost a classic Capcom arcade machine. And here comes the zombies. Oh shit. Never mind. Oh shit.
Give it up, man. You can't keep up with me.
Wanna bet? I've covered wars, you know.
That's nice, bud.
Oh shit, watch out, watch out.
I thought
Oh. Wow. Oh wow, that's so good. That is so crazy and amazing. God, man. Nice.
Whoa!
shit.
Come on, get up.
Nice to meet you. Why don't you chill out?
Now he's doing this crazy. Come on.
Here we go.
It was ice fighting with you, buddy.
Seriously, Frank.
Game over.
Over. Oh, look.
Something tells me
Headless
Frank
zombie
won't
Frank.
be coming back from the dead this time.
No.
Frank's cheeky
Hell no.
strategies and endlessly creative arsenal certainly put up a good fight. But in the end, Leon
okay.
just had him beat in nearly every other category.
Frank was one tough cookie, but Leon's superhuman abilities were just more impressive. Frank's pushed a 2-ton car, right?
Yes, which is similar to Leon holding back the shark's 2-ton biting force. But his
That
boulder
now it
feat
makes
was
sense.
much more impressive. By comparing the boulder's size to Leon, it appears appears to have weighed around 9 tons at minimum. While Leon did have help pushing it, even half of 9 tons is much heavier than anything Frank's lifted or pushed.
Leon and Frank seemed equally tough, but Leon was definitely quicker. Bullet timing, laser dodging, and hell, Leon's speed and precision with his knife on its own is more impressive than any speed feat Frank's got.
But in the end, the most important question was whether or not Leon could cope with Frank's insane weaponry and unpredictable creativity.
But Leon's seen plenty of crazy shit in his career and fought lots of surprising and off-putting monsters.
His years of formal training and more consistent combat records certainly lent him the experience needed to win. He's survived numerous battles with enemies powerful enough to one-shot him, and he's shown plenty of creative strategy and critical thinking mid-fight.
Like when he fought Tyrant Glenn, using momentum from his own injuries and throwing a friggin' motorcycle through the air. Leon was just too fast, too strong, too experienced, and too badass. He was frankly on his game.
The winner is Leon Kennedy. Thanks for watching this episode of Death Battle. If you want to check out commentary for this episode, you can click the little box right over there for a first membership trial.
And if you want to grab the music from this fight, go ahead and do so. It's down in the description.
What's next? Oh, okay. All right. This is something we all want to see. All right. So it's both Mystic Doctors. Okay, really, not Dr. Mystics. But it's the battle of the Mystics from both comic universes. Doctor Strange of Marvel Universe versus Dr. Fate of the DC Universe. So, what is it? Alright, so it looks like that episode will come out in June 13th. Okie dokie. Well, I did bet that Leon would win because he's tough. And I did say that. Superhuman, quick thinking, and strategist. I mean, this dude basically just been trained by the government and has experience with the zombies, bioweapons, and mutated freaks. Because I think everything else that he is on that level than what Frank is. So this is basically what the category of the stature is. So there you have it. So that was a good episode, and yes, and it was a good call to choose Leon. So that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed as much as I do. Let's smash those likes if you are a fan of the Resident Evil or you're a fan of Leon Kennedy. So and also to leave a comment down below. I'm Mighty Avenger, and I'm signing out. So